Imagine two people living in the same city, earning the same starting salary of $64,000 at 28 years old. They both rent, and they both have a vague plan to get serious about money eventually. 17 years later, at age 45, their lives look nothing alike. One has a $340,000 net worth, a paid-off car, and an investment portfolio generating $2,000 a month. The other makes more money than they ever imagined, yet they have only $11,000 in savings, 2 car payments, and a $6,000 credit card balance. This wealth gap results from 20 boring, unglamorous habits that the person doing them barely notices. These are the quiet decisions that no financial influencer posts about. This chart shows that financial education, books, courses, and videos explains only 0.1% of actual financial behavior. The massive 99.9% section represents the psychology of why we do what we do. Losing the daily psychological war against systems designed to drain your wallet is why people fail to save their first $100,000. It is a failure of behavior, not a lack of intelligence. Meet Derek. Derek earns $67,000, yet his money disappears into forgotten VPNs, unused fitness apps, and a daily food delivery habit. Derek checks his bank balance and feels like he's been robbed. Derek is a victim of friction design. Engineers specifically engineer interfaces to make the subscribe button easy to find, while hiding the cancel button behind layers of digital friction. This timeline illustrates how shopping apps collapse the distance between wanting a product and paying for it. Historically, the gap between discovery and purchase was 19 hours. The app reduces that to 90 seconds to bypass your impulse control. You can stop these leaks by auditing your bank statements every 3 months. Look for every recurring charge and ask if you used it in the last 30 days. If the answer is no, cancel it. To fight the dopamine loops, delete your shopping apps and enforce a 24-hour waiting period on unplanned purchases. This reintroduces the friction that engineers worked so hard to remove. By implementing no-spend days and deleting apps, you stop being a target for a $6 billion marketing industry. You are reclaiming the $40 to $60 a day that usually vanishes into non-essential spending. The stakes get higher with major purchases. Marcus just signed a 7-year loan on a $58,000 truck. He feels like a winner because he negotiated the monthly payment down to $880. This chart shows the dealership profits on the loan, not the truck. Marcus will eventually pay $66,000 for a vehicle worth $18,000. You avoid this by driving paid-off cars. A 3-year-old vehicle means someone else absorbed the $14,000 value drop. This same ego-driven signaling applies to social habits. Eating out with coworkers feels like connection, while a packed lunch can feel like losing. Yet replacing 5 restaurant meals a week with home cooking saves over $3,000 a year. Social signaling, whether through a brand new truck or daily restaurant lunches, is an expense that never compounds. Sarah illustrates why earning more doesn't always lead to wealth. She received a $12,000 raise last year, but she only has $400 more in savings. Lifestyle creep absorbs new income almost instantly. Within 6 months, a massive raise feels like a normal part of your baseline spending. The money finds a place to go before you can save it. Emotional spending further drains all of these financial gains. Rebranding retail therapy as self-care makes it easy to burn through savings just to cope with a hard week. To capture your income, track your spending for information, live below your housing limit, and set up automatic transfers to bank 100% of every raise before you get used to the new money. Earning a high income creates the opportunity to build wealth, but behavior determines whether you actually keep it. Building wealth requires shifting from defending your money to putting it to work. You need automated systems that generate growth without constant willpower. Treat savings as a mandatory bill that gets paid first, and move your emergency fund to a separate high-yield account. This creates the friction needed to prevent impulsive spending during non-emergencies. This chart shows how an employer match affects retirement over 30 years. Missing that match results in the stunted growth you see on the left, leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Ronald Reed proved these systems work. He was a janitor who drove a second-hand Toyota and wore a coat held together with safety pins. By reinvesting dividends for decades, he left behind an $8 million fortune. Ronald built actual wealth because he understood that income is not the same as net worth. The people who reach the finish line are those who consistently keep more than they spend. The first $100,000 provides the autonomy to turn down an unwanted shift or face a car repair with annoyance instead of terror. You are building a different relationship with every decision involving money, so you can eventually own your future.